Hi guys, welcome back or welcome to DreamWorks Switch to Life. And in today's video, we're going to be reviewing the third short film in the How to Train Your Dragon series, that of course being Book of Dragons. Now, this isn't actually a short film. It's not supposed to tell a story. What it's really doing is introducing us to the lore of How to Train Your Dragon and showing us some facts and information on various dragon species. Now, I really love this short film, but honestly, that's just because it's my favorite documentary of all time, and it's not even a real thing. It's literally just a short film that details a bunch of facts about dragons that is really cool. Obviously, this film is now outdated since the How to Train Your Dragon franchise has grown to include 3 movies, 5 short films, and 6 separate TV shows. But at the time that it was made, it was diving into everything that the Vikings knew about dragons, and that was really cool. Now, the class, if you will, is actually taught by Gobber the Belch, Hiccup, Astrid, and Fishlegs, all of whom are played by their voice actors from the movie, so A+ there. Now, we learned that the origin of the Book of Dragons started by a man named Bork the Very, Very Unfortunate, who is actually Gobber's great-great-grandfather or something like that, and he essentially had the idea that the best way to defend yourself against dragons is to learn about them, so he wrote everything that he knew about them down in a book, and that book eventually became the Book of Dragons, one of the most influential Viking books in history. Now, Bork learned a lot about dragons, and after learning about them, he decided to classify them into one of 7 different classes. Among them, we have Stoker class, Boulder class, Strike class, Fear class, Mystery class, Sharp class, and Tidal class. Stoker class dragons are essentially fire types. They're like the big hotheads of the earth. So among them, we have the Monstrous Nightmare, who can literally coat its entire body in flames thanks to a special gel. The most notable Monstrous Nightmare is Hookfang, Snotlout's dragon. And then there's the Terrible Terrors, who essentially are pack hunters. They're essentially the pigeons of the dragon world. Then there's the Boulder class. These guys are essentially the rock types of the dragon world. They will eat any rocks, and they often have the ability to spew lava. Among them, we have the Gronkle and the Whispering Death. The Gronkle is a dragon that eats rocks and spews lava, the most famous one being Meatlug, who is Fishlegs' dragon. And the Whispering Death is a dragon that is essentially a snake that burrows itself through the earth using serrated teeth. The next class is Fear class, and unfortunately, this class is kind of in a weird boat because it no longer exists. After Vikings made peace with dragons and they were no longer feared, these dragons were moved to the Mystery class, and the class was replaced with Tracker class. Among them, we have the Hideous Zippleback, which is a 2-headed dragon that is owned by Roughnut and Toughnut, Barf and Belch. One head breathes gas, the other ignites it. But what happens when you go from 2 heads to 4? You have the Snap Trapper. Now, Snap Trappers are really cool because they actually lure Vikings to their death with a sweet aroma called chocolate. One of the things that Bork discovered was that Snap Trappers also love rain, and they love to play in the mud puddles. The next class is Sharp class. As the name implies, these guys are covered in spikes and have really sharp claws and even wings. The most popular of these is the Deadly Natter, which is Astrid's dragon Stormfly. We learn that Deadly Natters have spikes on their tails that can actually shoot out like porcupine quills, but fortunately, if you smooth down the tail, you will show that you're a friend. Despite being the symbol of the Sharp class, the Deadly Natter is no longer actually in the Sharp class as it was moved to Tracker class after they discovered that you can actually use Deadly Natters to track things. We also have the Timberjack, which is essentially a big dragon with a 50-foot wingspan that can slice through full-grown trees. Next, we have Tidal class. These are the dragons that live in the ocean. This includes the Scaldron, which has the ability to hold water in its belly, bring it to a boiling temperatures, and then spews it out. basically making it so that your skin is scalding. There's also the thunder drum, which is actually hard of hearing due to its really, really, really loud roar. If you encounter a thunder drum, it's highly likely that you will be deaf for a few hours afterwards. Then there's the mystery class. These dragons are weird and they don't really fit in anywhere else, or Vikings just don't know a lot about them, and that's why they're a mystery. Among them, we have the Changewing. These guys are essentially chameleons. They spew acid and can change the color of their body to match their surroundings, making it so that they have excellent camouflage. Next, we have the Bone Napper. Now, this is a callback to the first short film, Legend of the Bone Napper Dragon, linked down below in the description, but essentially the Bone Napper is a dragon that uses bones to make a coat of armor for itself, and unless it can make the coat of armor, it's not going to be able to have a roar. It will be completely silent, and the thing is, the roar is its mating call, so a Bone Napper will hunt its entire life for the perfect bone. Give it what it wants, and it's your friend forever. And the final class that the film talks about is Strike Class. Strike Class dragons are known for their speed, intelligence, accuracy, and they're pretty much the powerhouse of the dragon world. Among them, we have the Skrill. These guys ride lightning storms and essentially are able to grab lightning out of the sky and store it in their body for distribution later. Unfortunately, they can't shoot lightning in the water or they will accidentally shock themselves. We also have the Night Fury, the final dragon that they talk about. Now, the Night Fury is obviously the dragon of the How to Train Your Dragon franchise, thanks to Hiccup's dragon Toothless. Night Furies essentially blend in with the night. They're the most intelligent dragons of the entire world, and they're also some of the fastest, and they're highly accurate with their shots. Anyway, the short film ends with Bork the Very, Very Unfortunate going down in history as Bork the Bold, as he's the Viking who taught them that they could study dragons, and the dragon riders will continue his legacy as they write down how you can train these dragons. They also bring in some facts that were never discovered before, like Toothless's top speed.
Well, to be honest, I don't know his top speed, but... Oh, somebody wants to find out, does he?
Which effectively ends the How to Train Your Dragon short film. And yeah, that's pretty much Book of Dragons. I really enjoy watching this, but it's obviously outdated. There are definitely more than 14 dragons, and there's definitely some facts about these 14 dragons missing, as this book definitely needs updating. So I'm thinking about making my own video where I discuss everything from the How to Train Your Dragon franchise. Facts, class distribution, everything. Now, I actually really enjoyed this short film. Obviously outdated, but still, it was really fun, and we got to learn a lot about Bork the Bold and how dragon classification actually started. I really enjoyed this film, from the music, the voice acting, the animation, both the 3D and 2D segments were awesome. But what did you guys think? Make sure to leave your thoughts down below in the comments as well. And if you enjoyed today's video, make sure to like and subscribe so you can keep up to date on all things DreamWorks. With that in mind, I hope you're staying safe out there, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye-bye.
And like all dragons, the snap trapper sheds its scales.
And its claws. But they all grow back.